Zara Kalen looked at her reflection in the bathroom mirror and frowned. A patch of skin on her neck shimmered with a faint blue glow. She quickly adjusted her collar to hide it. This was not good timing. Her skin always revealed her true nature. When she felt stressed, and today was her physics test. The 16-year-old alien girl had been on Earth for 12 years now. Her parents' ship had crashed in the woods outside the small town of Pineville when she was just 4 years old. They had been running from the Centaurian Empire, a ruthless regime that had destroyed their home planet. Earth was supposed to be a temporary hiding place, but as years passed, it had become their home. "Zara, breakfast is ready," her mother called from downstairs. "You'll be late for school." Zara grabbed her backpack and hurried down. Her mother, Lyra, was putting pancakes on a plate. Like Zara, she looked mostly human, except for the slight point to her ears and the eyes that changed color with her emotions. "Your skin is shimmering again," Lyra said quietly. "Remember what we talked about? Deep breaths, focus on staying calm." "I know, Mom," Zara said. "I'm just worried about the physics test." Her father, Kor, looked up from his tablet. "You'll do fine. You understand physics better than your teacher does." "That's the problem," Zara mumbled. "I have to be careful not to get everything right. Humans get suspicious when someone is too perfect." Her father nodded. "Just be average. Blend in. It's safer that way." This was their family motto: blend in, stay hidden, survive. The Centaurians had spies everywhere. Even on remote planets like Earth, if they were discovered, they would be hunted down and either killed or taken back as prisoners. Zara ate quickly, then kissed her parents goodbye. The walk to Westridge High School took 15 minutes. As she approached the building, she took deep breaths, willing her skin to stop its telltale shimmer. "Hey, Space Girl!" Zara's heart sank. Ethan Miller was waiting by the school entrance with his friends. Tall and athletic, with perfectly styled brown hair, Ethan was the most popular boy in school. He was also the person who made Zara's life miserable. "Heard you've been studying for the physics test," Ethan said with a smirk. "Gonna ace it like the little genius you are?" "I just want to pass," Zara said, trying to walk past him. Ethan stepped in front of her. "You know, there's something weird about you, Kalen. Can't quite put my finger on it." His girlfriend, Olivia Bennett, laughed. She was tall and blonde, the captain of the cheerleading team. "Maybe it's because she's from another planet," she said, and the group erupted in laughter. If only they knew how close to the truth they were. "Leave me alone," Zara said, pushing past them. She heard them laughing behind her. The morning passed slowly. Zara kept her head down in her classes, speaking only when called on. At lunch, she sat alone in a corner of the cafeteria, picking at her food without much interest. Human food was okay, but nothing compared to the spicy fruits that grew on her home planet. "Mind if I sit here?" Zara looked up, surprised. It was Lily Adams, a quiet girl from her English class. They had never really talked before. "Sure," Zara said, moving her backpack to make room. Lily sat down with her tray. The physics test is going to be tough, huh?" "I guess so," Zara replied cautiously. "I saw Ethan bothering you this morning," Lily said. "He's such a jerk," Zara shrugged. "I'm used to it." "You shouldn't have to be," Lily said, then she smiled. "Anyway, I thought maybe we could study together sometime. I'm kind of struggling with the material." Before Zara could answer, a shadow fell across their table. It was Olivia and her friends. "Look at this," Olivia said loudly. "The freak made a friend." Lily's face reddened. "Go away, Olivia, or what?" Olivia leaned closer. "You'll catch her weirdness?" "It might be too late." She pointed at Zara's neck, where a faint blue shimmer was visible. "What's that, some kind of skin disease?" Zara quickly covered her neck. "It's nothing." "It's disgusting is what it is," one of Olivia's friends said. "Maybe we should call the CDC," Ethan said, joining them. "It could be contagious." The cafeteria had gone quiet. Everyone was watching. Zara felt her skin warming up, which meant the shimmer was getting worse. She needed to leave before it spread to her face. "I have to go," she mumbled, grabbing her backpack. "Running away again, Space Girl?" Ethan called after her as she hurried out. Zara found refuge in the girls' bathroom. She locked herself in a stall and tried to slow her breathing. In the privacy of the small space, she let her controls slip just a little. Her skin glowed blue, her eyes shifted from brown to their natural purple. For a few moments, she allowed herself to be who she truly was. The physics test was right after lunch. Zara sat in the back of the classroom, her collar pulled up high. Miss Porter handed out the test papers. "You have 45 minutes, she announced. "Begin." Zara looked at the questions. They were so simple to her. On her home planet, children learned these concepts before they could even write. She could solve every problem in minutes. But she remembered her father's words, be average, blend in. Deliberately, she worked slowly. She got a few answers wrong. On purpose. By the time she finished, there were still 10 minutes left. She glanced around. Ethan was chewing his pencil, looking frustrated. Olivia was staring at her paper with a confused expression. Ms. Porter collected the tests. "I'll have these graded by tomorrow," she said, as they filed out of the classroom. Ethan bumped into Zara, hard enough to make her drop her books. "Oops," he said with a fake smile. "Didn't see you there." Zara knelt to pick up her things. As she reached for her notebook, she saw a footstep on it. She looked up to see Olivia, smirking down at her. "You think you're so smart," Olivia said quietly, "but you're nothing but a freak." After school, Zara walked home slowly. When she got there, the house was empty. Her parents were still at work, her mother at the local library, her father at the hardware store. They had taken these simple jobs. To avoid attention, Zara went to her room and closed the door. She sat on her bed and reached under it, pulling out a small metal box. Inside was a crystal from her home planet, one of the few things they had salvaged from the crash. She held it in her palm, watching as it responded to her touch, glowing with a soft purple light. "One day," she whispered to it, "I won't have to hide anymore." Her phone buzzed with a notification. Reluctantly, she checked it. Someone had created a new social media page called Freak Watch. The profile picture was a blurry photo of her, taken when she wasn't looking. The first post read, "Documenting the strange behavior of Westridge High's resident alien." Zara's hand trembled as she scrolled through the comments. Most were from Ethan, Olivia, and their friends, but there were others too. People she thought didn't even know she existed were laughing at her, calling her names. A tear slid down her cheek. As it fell, it hit the crystal in her hand, making it pulse brighter. For just a moment, Zara felt a surge of power through her body. It reminded her that she wasn't just a girl trying to fit in. She was Zara Kalen, daughter of star travelers, with abilities these humans couldn't even imagine. Maybe it was time they learned what it meant to pick on someone from another world. The next day at school, Zara kept her head down and tried to be invisible. It didn't work. When Miss Porter handed back the physics tests, she paused at Zara's desk. "Excellent work, Zara," she said loudly. "The only perfect score in the class." Zara froze. She had been sure she'd made deliberate mistakes on the test. She looked down at her paper. All the answers were correct, even the ones she thought she'd gotten wrong. "How did you manage that?" Miss Porter asked with a smile. Some of these problems were college level. From across the room, Zara heard Ethan snort. "Teacher's pet," he whispered, but loud enough for everyone to hear. "Just lucky, I guess," Zara mumbled. When the bell rang, she hurried out of the classroom. But Ethan and his friends were waiting in the hallway. "Hey, genius," Ethan called. "How about you do my homework too?" Zara walked faster. She heard footsteps behind her, then felt someone grab her backpack. "I'm talking to you, freak," Ethan said, pulling her backward. "Leave me alone," Zara said, trying to pull away. "Or what?" Ethan laughed. "You'll report me to your home planet?" A small crowd had gathered around them. Zara felt her skin beginning to warm up, the telltale sign that her true appearance was about to show through. "The assembly's about to start," someone said. "We should go." Ethan let go of her backpack. "This isn't over," he said. Zara hurried to the bathroom. She locked herself in a stall and took deep breaths until her skin cooled down. When she felt normal again, she went to the school assembly. The large auditorium was already full when she arrived. She found a seat in the back row, far from Ethan and his friends. The principal was talking about the upcoming school dance. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. The giant screen behind the principal lit up, and there was Zara's face, 10 feet tall. But it wasn't her normal face. Someone had edited the photo to make her skin bright green, her ears pointed like an elf's, and her eyes huge and black like the aliens in old movies. Above the image, bold letters spelled out, "Alien among US?" The room erupted in laughter. Zara sat frozen in her seat as wave after wave of edited photos appeared on the screen. Her walking to class with a UFO above her head. Her eating lunch with the caption, "Do aliens eat human food?" The principal was shouting for someone to turn it off, but it took several minutes before the screen went black. By then, most of the students were howling with laughter. Zara felt like she might throw up. Then she noticed something. A boy in the middle of the auditorium stood up. He wasn't laughing. Instead, he looked angry. He walked out, slamming the door behind him. Zara didn't know his name. She had seen him around school, but they had never spoken. He was tall with curly brown hair and usually kept to himself. When the assembly finally ended, Zara didn't go to her next class. She couldn't face any more people. Instead, she went to her secret place, the old observatory on top of the science building. It had been closed for years due to budget cuts, and most students didn't even know it existed. Zara had discovered it during her first week at Westridge High, and it had become her sanctuary. She climbed the narrow stairs and pushed open the heavy door. The room was dusty but peaceful, with a large telescope pointing at the sky through an opening in the domed ceiling. But today, her sanctuary wasn't empty. The boy from the assembly was there, sitting on the floor with his back against the wall. He looked up when she entered. "Oh," he said. "I didn't know anyone else knew about this place." Zara hesitated in the doorway. "I can go," she said. "No, stay." He moved over to make room. "I'm Noah, by the way." Noah Carter. "Zara Kalin," she said, sitting down a safe distance from him. "I know who you are," he said. "Everyone does after that messed up assembly." He shook his head. "I'm sorry about what they did." Zara looked at him suspiciously. "Why did you walk out?" Noah shrugged. "Because it was cruel and stupid." He looked around the observatory. "So you like astronomy?" Zara nodded cautiously. "I like looking at the stars." "Me too." Noah pointed at the telescope. "I've tried to use that thing, but it's pretty old and rusty." "It works if you know how to adjust it," Zara said, before she could stop herself. She had fixed it during one of her first visits, using a bit of her alien technology. "Really?" Noah stood up. "Could you show me?" Zara hesitated. This felt dangerous. Her parents had warned her not to get close to anyone, not to draw attention. But Noah had stood up for her when no one else did. "Maybe sometime," she said. They sat in silence for a while. It wasn't uncomfortable. "You know," Noah said finally, "I've always wondered if there's life out there, on other planets." Zara's heart skipped a beat. "What makes you say that?" "Just seems silly to think we're alone in this huge universe." He looked at her. "What do you think?" Before she could answer, the bell rang, signaling the end of the period. "I should go," Zara said, standing up quickly. "Will you come back here tomorrow?" Noah asked. "I have some books on astronomy I could bring." Zara didn't know what to say. Part of her wanted to say yes, but another part remembered the Freak Watch page, the edited photos, the laughter. "Maybe," she said, and hurried out. The rest of the day passed in a blur of whispers and pointing. By the time the final bell rang, Zara was exhausted. She walked to her locker to get her books. When she opened it, a folded piece of paper fell out. She picked it up and read the message inside. "Meet us in the girls' bathroom after school. Or we post more pictures, Olivia." Zara crumpled the note in her fist. She should just go home. But what if they did post more pictures? What if they somehow had a photo that showed her true alien features? With a heavy heart, Zara made her way to the girls' bathroom. Olivia was waiting with two of her friends. They blocked the exit when Zara tried to leave. "We have some questions For our little alien, Olivia said with a cruel smile. First, what's with the glowing skin? Some kind of alien disease? I don't know what you're talking about, Zara said. One of the girls grabbed Zara's arm. Let's see if she bleeds green, she said, pulling out a small pair of scissors. Stop it! Zara tried to pull away, but the other girl grabbed her other arm. Olivia reached out and cut a small lock of Zara's hair. For our alien research? She said with a laugh. Anger surged through Zara. Her control slipped. Her eyes, usually a careful human brown, flashed their natural bright purple. Olivia saw it. She stumbled backward, dropping the scissors. What the... Your eyes? One of the other girls whispered. They changed color. The three girls backed away from Zara, their faces pale. Stay away from me, Olivia said, her voice shaking. Then they ran out of the bathroom, leaving Zara alone. Zara looked at herself in the mirror. Her eyes were brown. Again, but she knew what had happened. She had lost control. If they told everyone what they had seen... Zara couldn't sleep. She sat on her bedroom floor, the crystal from her home planet glowing softly in her hands. For 12 years, she had hidden who she was. She had tried to be invisible, to blend in, to be what her parents wanted, safe and unseen. But it wasn't working anymore, and she wasn't sure she wanted it to. No more hiding, she whispered to herself. No more being afraid. She closed her eyes and let the energy from the crystal flow through her. It felt like a warm wave washing over her body. She had been suppressing her natural abilities for so long that using them now felt both frightening and wonderful. A small book on her desk rose a few inches into the air, then settled back down. Zara smiled. It was time for Ethan, Olivia, and the rest of them to learn what happened when you pushed an alien too far. Zara woke up the next morning feeling different, stronger. She stood in front of her mirror and let her guard down completely. Her skin shimmered with a blue glow. Her eyes turned purple. Even her hair seemed to float slightly, as if gravity didn't fully apply to her. This was her true self. With a deep breath, she pulled her control back in place. The shimmer faded. Her eyes turned brown again. But inside, she felt the power waiting to be used. She went down to breakfast as usual. Her mother was making eggs, and her father was reading news on his tablet. I heard about what happened at school yesterday, her father said without looking up. The assembly, Zara froze. How did you know? Small town, he replied. People talk. Your mother heard it at the library. Her mother placed a plate of eggs in front of her. Honey, we're worried. This attention is dangerous. It's not my fault, Zara said. I didn't ask to be bullied. We know, her father said gently, but you need to be extra careful now. Maybe we should think about moving again. No, Zara said firmly. I'm tired of running, tired of hiding. Her parents exchanged worried looks. Zara, her mother began, you know why we have to stay hidden. The Centaurians. I know about the Centaurians, Zara interrupted. But I also know I have powers I've never used, abilities that could help protect us. Those abilities are what would give us away, her father said. Using them is too risky. Zara pushed her plate away, no longer hungry. I'm going to be late for school, she said, and left without another word. On her way to school, she practiced. She focused on a small pebble on the sidewalk and made it float for a few seconds. She passed a flickering streetlight and made it shine steady and bright. She sensed the electrical currents running through the power lines above her head. It felt good to use these abilities after hiding them. For so long, it felt right. At school, things were different. Olivia and her friends didn't approach Zara. Instead, they watched her from a distance, whispering to each other. Zara caught fragments of their conversation. Her eyes ... Not normal ... What if she really is ... Ethan was bolder. He cornered Zara by her locker. Nice trick with the contact lenses yesterday, he said. Olivia said your eyes changed. Color. Maybe they did, Zara replied, looking directly at him. Maybe there's a lot about me you don't know. Ethan's confident smile faltered for a moment, then he laughed. Whatever, freak. Just stay away from the spring dance next week. It's not for your kind? My kind? Zara raised an eyebrow. And what kind is that, Ethan? For a moment he seemed unsure. Then he leaned closer. Losers, he whispered and walked away. During lunch, Zara went to the observatory again. Noah was already there, sitting with a stack of books. You came back? He said with a smile. I said maybe I would, Zara replied, sitting down beside him. Noah opened one of his books. Look at this, he said, pointing to a picture of a galaxy. The Andromeda Galaxy. It's the closest major galaxy to our Milky Way. Zara looked at the picture. It's beautiful, she said. And it was. But she had seen it much closer than any human ever had. I've been researching something interesting, Noah said, pulling out a folder. Strange events in this town. Zara's heart beat faster. What kind of events? Noah spread several newspaper clippings on the floor. 12 years ago, there was a meteor crash in the woods outside town. The same night, there were reports of electrical disturbances all over Pineville. Power outages, strange lights in the sky. Zara stared at the clippings. She remembered that night, though she had been very young, the crash. Her parents carrying her through the woods, the panic. Why are you interested in this? She asked carefully. Noah shrugged. I've always been interested in unexplained phenomena. And it seems like more than a coincidence that all these things happened on the same night. He looked at her. Don't you think it's possible that it wasn't a meteor? Before Zara could answer, the door to the observatory opened. It was Lily, the girl who had sat with Zara at lunch the day before. Sorry, Lily said, looking embarrassed. I followed you. I wanted to make sure you were okay after what happened yesterday. I'm fine, Zara said. This is Noah. I know, Lily said. You're in my history class, she told Noah. Noah nodded, quickly gathering up his newspaper clippings. I should go, he said. See you tomorrow, Zara. Yeah, Zara said. See you tomorrow. After Noah left, Lily sat down. Is he your boyfriend or something? No, Zara said quickly. He's just dice. Be careful, Lily warned. Olivia and Ethan are telling everyone weird things about you. They're saying your eyes changed color, that you might be some kind of freak. And what do you think? Zara asked. Lily shrugged. I think they're jerks who need to leave you alone. She hesitated, but also, I've noticed things about you too. You're different, Zara. Not in a bad way, just different. Zara didn't know what to say. Could she trust Lily? Could she trust anyone? I have to get to class, she said finally. That afternoon, Zara heard more whispers in the hallway. But this time, they weren't all about her. Some people were talking about the spring dance, about nominations for Spring Queen. They nominated the alien girl, someone said with a laugh. It's a joke, someone else replied. Ethan and his friends did it. Zara stopped walking. A joke nomination. Of course. Just another way to humiliate her. After school, she went to the gym where the nominations were posted. There was her name among the popular girls, Zara Kalin for Spring Queen. As she stood looking at the list, she felt someone beside her. Was Noah. Don't let them get to you, he said quietly. They're just trying to mess with you. I know, Zara replied. But maybe I can mess with them too. That night, in her basement, Zara practiced her abilities more intensely. She moved larger objects with her mind. She caused all the lights in the room to turn on and off in a pattern. And she worked on her newest discovery, the ability to project. Her emotions. It had happened by accident the day before when she was angry at Olivia. She had felt her anger like a wave leaving her body, and for a moment Olivia had looked afraid, as if she could feel Zara's emotions too. Now, Zara concentrated on that feeling. She thought about all the hurt and loneliness she had felt over the years, the fear of being discovered, the pain of being mocked. She let these emotions build inside her, then pushed them outward. A potted plant near her withered slightly, as if it could feel her sadness. Zara pulled back, shocked. This power was stronger than she had realized. She heard footsteps on the basement stairs. Quickly, she let the object she had been levitating drop gently to the floor. Her mother appeared in the doorway. Zara? What are you doing down here in the dark? Just thinking, Zara said. Her mother looked around the room suspiciously but said nothing about the objects that were clearly not in their usual places. "There's something your father and I need to tell you," she said. "We've been monitoring communications from the Centaurian ships. They're getting closer to this solar system." Zara felt a chill. How close? Maybe a year away, maybe less. Her mother sat on the edge of a chair. "We need to be more careful than ever." "Or maybe," Zara suggested, "we need to find a way to fight back." Her mother shook her head. "We're just 3 people against an empire. But we have abilities they don't." "Expect," Zara argued. "And maybe we could find allies here on Earth." "Humans?" Her mother looked skeptical. "They fear what they don't understand." "Not all of them," Zara said, thinking of Noah, "and maybe Lily." Her mother sighed. "Just promise me you'll be careful. No using your abilities where anyone can see." Zara nodded, but in her mind she was already planning. The spring dance was in 1 week. Ethan and his friends thought they were setting her up for humiliation, but they had no idea what was coming. She would accept their nomination. She would go to the dance, and she would show them exactly what happened when you pushed an alien girl too far. The news spread quickly around school the next day. Zara Kalin had accepted her nomination for Spring Queen. Students whispered in the hallways as she walked by. Some looked confused. Others laughed behind their hands. No one had expected her to go along with the joke. Ethan cornered her between classes. "So you're really doing this? You think you have a chance of winning?" Zara smiled. "Maybe I do." "Listen, freak," Ethan said, his voice low. "Everyone's going to be laughing at you. Is that what you want?" "What I want," Zara said calmly, "is for you to leave me alone. But since that's not happening, I might as well have some fun." She walked away, feeling his angry stare on her back. For the first time since she'd started at Westridge High, she wasn't afraid of him. In the cafeteria at lunch, Zara didn't sit alone. Lily waved her over to a table where she was sitting with a few other students Zara had never spoken to before. "This is Zara," Lily told the group. "She's running for Spring Queen." A boy with glasses grinned. "Good for you. It's about time someone shook things up around here." Zara sat down, surprised by the friendly welcome. Maybe not everyone at school was like Ethan and Olivia. After lunch, she headed to the observatory. Noah was already there, but he wasn't alone. Lily was with him, looking at his collection of newspaper clippings. "Zara," Noah said, looking up. "Lily was interested in my research. About the meteor," Lily added. "It's fascinating." Zara felt a twist of worry in her stomach. "What exactly are you two looking for?" Noah and Lily exchanged a glance. "The truth," Noah said. "Something strange happened in Pineville 12 years ago. Around the same time your family moved here." "That's just a coincidence," Zara said quickly. "Maybe," Noah replied. "But there's more. Every few years since then, there have been reports of electrical disturbances, strange lights in the sky, and they always seem to happen near your house." Zara's heart raced. Those were the times her parents had tried to send messages to their home planet, hoping for rescue. "You're being ridiculous," she said, trying to sound casual. "Next you'll be saying, 'I'm the alien.'" Neither of them laughed. Instead, they looked at her with curious expressions. "We should get to class," Zara said, backing toward the door. "Wait," Noah called. "We're not trying to scare you. We want to help." "I don't need help," Zara said, and hurried away. For the rest of the day, Zara avoided both Noah and Lily. She needed time to think. How much did they know? What would they do if they discovered the truth? After school, Zara went home and headed straight to the basement. She needed to practice her abilities more. If Noah and Lily were getting close to discovering her secret, she needed to be prepared for anything. She started with simple telekinesis, moving books and small objects around the room. Then she practiced her control over electrical systems, turning lights on and off without touching the switches. Finally, she worked on projecting her emotions. The newest and most powerful of her abilities, she focused on a happy memory a day before they crashed on Earth. when her family had visited a beautiful crystal forest on their home planet. She let the joy of that memory fill her, then pushed it outward. The lights in the basement glowed brighter. A wilting plant in the corner suddenly stood tall and bloomed. Zara gasped. She hadn't expected this. She could affect living things with her emotions. The next day at school, Zara put her plan into action. She spotted Olivia at her locker, taking selfies with her phone as usual. Zara focused on the device, reaching out with her mind to connect with its electrical system. The next time Olivia tried to take a picture, the phone played a recording instead of Olivia's voice saying mean things about other students. Olivia fumbled. With the phone, her face red as people nearby turned to stare. "What's wrong?" a friend asked her. "Nothing," Olivia snapped, shoving the phone in her pocket. "It's just glitching." Zara smiled to herself and moved on. In math class, she sat behind Ethan. He was preparing to cheat on a quiz with answers written on a small piece of paper hidden in his palm. As the teacher passed out the tests, Zara concentrated on the paper. The numbers and letters began to shift and change, rearranging themselves into nonsense. When Ethan glanced at his cheat sheet during the quiz, his face contorted in confusion. He looked at it again, then crumpled it in his fist. Zara saw him write down several wrong answers. He would fail the quiz. Small victories, but they felt good. For the rest of the week, Zara continued her subtle revenge. Olivia's phone kept playing embarrassing recordings. Ethan's locker combination mysteriously changed, making him late for classes. The water in the fountain sprayed in Olivia's face. When she bent to drink, students began to notice that bad luck seemed to follow the popular bullies. Whispers started maybe karma was real. Maybe Ethan and Olivia deserved what was happening to them. Meanwhile, preparations for the spring dance continued. Posters appeared in the hallways showing all the nominees for Spring King and Queen. Zara's picture was among them. Though someone had drawn alien antennae on her head, rather than being upset, Zara found it amusing. If only they knew how wrong they were about alien appearance. On Friday, 3 days before the dance, Zara found Noah waiting for her at her locker. "Can we talk?" he asked. "Somewhere private." Zara hesitated, then nodded. They went to the observatory. "I know what you've been doing," Noah said once they were alone. Zara froze. "What do you mean?" "The strange things happening to Ethan and Olivia. It's you, isn't it?" His voice wasn't accusing, just curious. "That's crazy," Zara said. "How could I make those things happen?" Noah pulled something from his backpack. It was a small metal object with strange symbols carved into it. "I found this in the woods near where the meteor crashed." "It's not from Earth, is it?" Zara stared at the object. It was a piece of her parents' ship, a navigation device. They had searched for it after the crash, but never found it. "Where did you get that?" she whispered. "So it is alien," Noah said, his eyes wide. "And so are you, aren't you?" Zara felt trapped. She could deny it, she could run, or she could tell the truth. She thought about her parents' warnings, about the Centaurians getting closer. About a lifetime of hiding. "Yes," she said finally. Not from Earth." Noah sat down hard on a nearby chair. "I knew it," he said. "I always knew there had to be life out there." He looked at her with wonder. "What's it like? Your home planet?" It wasn't the reaction Zara had expected. "You're not afraid?" Noah shook his head. "Why would I be afraid? This is amazing." Zara felt a weight lift from her shoulders. For the first time since landing on Earth, she told someone the truth about who she was, where she came from, and what her family was running from. Noah listened without interrupting. When she finished, he said, "So the spring dance... Ethan and his friends are planning something," Zara said. "They nominated me as a joke, to humiliate me." "But you're going to turn it around on them," Noah guessed. Zara nodded. "Will you help me?" Noah grinned. "Absolutely." "What's the plan?" As they left the observatory, Zara felt lighter than she had in years. She wasn't alone anymore. And on Monday night at the spring dance, Ethan and Olivia would learn exactly what happened when you messed with an alien girl and her human ally. The night of the spring dance arrived. Zara stood in front of her mirror at home, looking at her reflection. She had decided not to hide tonight. Her skin had a subtle blue shimmer to it. Her eyes were a soft purple instead of brown. She looked different, but not in a way that screamed alien. Just unique and beautiful. Her mother knocked on her bedroom door. "Zara? Can I come in?" "Yes," Zara called. Her mother entered, then stopped when she saw Zara. "What are you doing?" "You're not controlling your appearance." "I know," Zara said. "I'm tired of hiding, Mom." Her mother sat on the edge of the bed. "This is dangerous. If someone realizes what you are, someone already has," Zara admitted. "My friend Noah, he found a piece of our ship in the woods. He's known for a while." Her mother's face paled. "And he hasn't told anyone?" "No, he's helping me. He understands." Her mother was quiet for a long moment. "What exactly are you planning to do tonight?" "Stand up for myself," Zara said. "Show them they can't hurt me anymore." Her mother looked worried but didn't argue further. "Just be careful," she said. "Your father and I will be waiting up for you." Zara nodded. She knew her parents were scared, but she also knew she couldn't live in fear forever. Noah picked her up in his old car. He whistled when he saw her. "Wow, you look alien?" Zara asked with a small smile. "I was going to say amazing," Noah replied. "But yeah, you're letting a bit of the real you show through, aren't you?" "Just a bit," Zara said. "Not enough to frighten anyone, just enough to be myself." When they arrived at the school gym, the dance was already in full swing. Music played loudly and colored lights flashed across the dance floor. Students in fancy dresses and suits moved to the beat. People turned to stare as Zara and Noah entered. She heard the whispers start immediately. "Is that Zara Kalin? She looks different. Her skin is glowing. Zara held her head high and walked through the crowd. Some students backed away. Others just stared in fascination. Olivia and her friends stood near the punch bowl. Their mouths dropped open when they saw Zara. "What is she wearing?" one of them hissed. "And what's wrong with her skin?" Zara smiled at them as she passed. She could feel their confusion and fear. It was satisfying after all they had put her through. Ethan was with a group of boys near the DJ booth. He did a double take when he spotted Zara. Then he leaned over to whisper something to his friends. They all laughed, but Zara noticed their laughter seemed forced, nervous. "They're scared of you," Noah said quietly. "Good," Zara replied. "They should be." They danced for a while, ignoring the stares. Lily found them and joined their small group. "You look incredible," she told Zara. "I've never seen you like this before." "This is the real me," Zara said simply. Lily nodded, as if that explained everything. "I always knew you were special." As the night went on, Zara noticed Ethan and his friends huddled in a corner looking up at something. She followed their gaze and saw a large bucket suspended from the ceiling, directly above the stage where the Spring King and Queen would be crowned. "There's their plan," she whispered to Noah. "They're going to dump something on me if I win." Noah looked up and saw the bucket. Classic prank. "But don't worry, you're ready for them." The principal stepped onto the stage. "Attention, everyone. It's time to announce this year's Spring King and Queen." The music stopped. Students gathered around the stage, excitement building. "This year's Spring King is ... Greg Mitchell." There was applause as a football player made his way to the stage. He looked surprised but pleased. "And this year's Spring Queen is ... Dotchin in the room." She knew what was coming. "Zara Kalin." There was a moment of stunned silence, then scattered applause. Zara knew the vote had been rigged by Ethan and his friends. This was all part of their plan to humiliate her. She walked toward the stage, her heart pounding. From the corner of her eye, she saw Ethan give a signal to someone near the back of the gym. As Zara stepped onto the stage, and the principal placed a plastic crown on her head, she sensed movement above. The bucket was tipping. Green slime began to fall toward her head. This was the moment Ethan had been waiting for, to cover the alien girl in green goo, to make her look like the monster they thought she was. But Zara was ready. She focused her telekinesis on the falling slime. In midair, it stopped. Gasps filled the gym as the green goo hung suspended above Zara's head. She concentrated harder, and the slime began to move, forming shapes in the air. It twisted and turned until it spelled out words. "How does it feel to be the outsider?" The crowd stared in disbelief. Zara looked directly at Ethan, whose face had gone pale. Then she focused on her newest ability, emotional projection. She gathered all the feelings she had experienced over the past years, the loneliness, the fear, the hurt of being mocked and excluded. She pushed these emotions outward, letting them wash over the students in the gym. For a brief moment, everyone felt what it was like to be Zara, to be different, to be afraid, to be alone. Some students gasped. Others looked down, ashamed. Few had tears in their eyes. Then Zara released the emotions and let the slime fall harmlessly to the floor beside her. "I know what you all think of me," she said, her voice carrying across the silent gym. "You think I'm strange, different, a freak." She looked around at their faces. "And you're right. I am different. I have abilities you don't understand. But that doesn't give anyone the right to be cruel." She stepped to the edge of the stage. "We're all different in our own ways. Some differences are just more visible than others." No one spoke, no one moved. Then Noah started clapping. Lily joined him. Slowly, other students began to applaud too. Not everyone. Ethan and his closest friends stood stone-faced, but many did. Zara stepped down from the stage and walked through the crowd. Students moved aside, some reaching out to touch her arm or shoulder. Not in mockery now, but in something like respect. She found Noah and Lily waiting for her near the exit. "That was amazing," Lily whispered. "How did you do that with the slime?" "I think you know," Zara said. "You've suspected for a while, haven't you?" Lily nodded. "I had my theories." Noah filled in some gaps. "Are you okay with it?" Zara asked. "With what I am? Are you kidding?" Lily grinned. "My best friend is from another planet? That's the coolest thing ever." The three of them left the dance together. Outside, the night sky was clear and full of stars. Zara looked up at them, feeling a connection to her distant home but also a new connection to Earth. "What happens now?" Noah asked. "With the Centaurians getting closer?" "I don't know," Zara admitted, "but I'm not afraid anymore. And I'm not alone." She reached out and took his hand. With her other hand she held Lily's. Together they looked up at the stars that were both Zara's past and her future. For the first time since arriving on Earth, Zara felt truly at home. She was Zara Kalen, alien girl. And she was done hiding who she was. The next day at school would bring new challenges. Questions from students, possibly anger from Ethan and Olivia. But Zara was ready. She had friends now. She had her powers. And most importantly, she had herself, her true self. As they walked away from the school, Zara's skin shimmered slightly in the moonlight. She didn't try to hide it. Instead, she let herself glow, lighting the path forward for her friends and herself.